One thing about me is that if I find a pattern that I like, I will make at least 3 of them at once. Also, another thing that I'm learning about myself is that I will drop something the moment it becomes unenjoyable. Maybe this is a positive spin on me not holding myself accountable for finishing things. Don't look at last week's video. But I like to see it more as a positive thing because I don't see me going through things that, like, I don't enjoy the process of it, and at the end I'm not going to enjoy the result that I made. It usually takes me about a quarter way through a project to know if I'm going to finish it and if I'm going to like it. And 90% of the time, I don't trust the process. And I feel like maybe that's a little bit controversial in the crochet knit world to like not trust the process, but I've been doing this for too long to know that if I'm working on a project and like begrudgingly hate it and just going through it, I'm not gonna like the end result. Like, I'm not gonna want to wear it because it just has like bad vibes infused into it. But last week's WIPs are no different. I ended up completely dropping the blue tank top that I showed you. Oops. However, I have great news because I ended up using that scrap ball that I showed you, which is this, and I made the Aileen Bralette from Hey Faustine, which ended up becoming my new obsession this week, that I ended up making 3 of them. There's backstory to why I'm excited about these. Let me tell you. For as long as I've been a crocheter and a knitter, I have yearned for a size inclusive tank top because nothing fits my badonkas. And while some have come close, I've made the outline tank by Jessie May many years ago. It ended up being too wide on the body, and maybe that was my fault of gauge or like oversizing, but even with that, the straps ended up sliding a bunch and just made it a little bit unwearable. So I ended up just completely frogging that entire project, and I have the yarn somewhere. I've also bought various patterns, and some of them I've tried and like it's been fine, but then there's some to where I'll like work them up and I'm like, no, I don't think this is gonna work how I want it to. But I think I've been thinking about this wrong the entire time. I've been trying to make the tank fit my tatas rather than the tatas fit the tank. Whenever I size for tops, I always take the largest measurement of my chest to make sure that it fits, right? Like, that's the biggest part that like I want the shirt to fit. I've always worried that if I use my band measurement, the fabric would be pulled too tight and would be see-through. I've tried to find patterns that would be supportive as well, because I fully understand that people making a lot of these tank top patterns are based on like a size small, maybe medium, and honestly, they won't really fit my needs as a double XL person. I don't know if this pattern had big badongas in mind, but there were some notes in it that I was like, I think this could work. I think I can do this. If you want the details of kind of like my process, I guess, or like how I adjusted my measurements, I can get into details in the comments if you really like. But overall, for context, I have a 10-inch difference between my bust and my band. So this time I decided to go closer to my band size and figured the fabric is thick enough to kind of like hold everything in, which is what I want. But sometimes, most of the time that I've tried this before, the fabric is like tight, but it like squishes everything down and like flattens. And it's not comfortable for me, and it's not personally the look that I want when it comes to a crochet tank top. But I decided before making this that if that does end up happening, like worst case scenario, I just take it apart like a million other things that I've made, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But that did not happen. That ended up not happening. Hold on, let me show you. I'm sorry, but look at this. Look at this one. Look at how it turned out. I made this one using the cotton from that crochet raglan top that I shared last week. I purposely made it out of cotton because I didn't want it to have like that much stretch. Cause yeah, I was thinking like support, right? And my God, this is the most perfect tank top I have ever made, like genuinely. And I've tried a lot. Like it just fits so well. So this is the second time that I've put it on, and I don't know if it's the cotton or the stitch, or maybe I'm just like not well versed in like wearing tops that actually fit me. But I put it on and it like is almost form fitted now to me. So this is the second one that I've made. No, just kidding. This is the first. So this is the first. Clearly, I made another one because I wanted to see what it would look like with acrylic yarn. Like a yarn that had a little bit more stretch to it. I am obsessed. Again, this is the second time that I've put this on since I've made it. And like, I love it. I love it so much. I also had this yarn in my last video, so it kind of works as that I continued on my WIPs from last week and they made into this week just in a different form than I thought it would be. Another thing about this one is that I'm not super familiar with Miu Miu. I've seen some of the girlies post patterns of like Miu Miu dupes, and it's kind of giving Miu Miu. I like it. I like, again, genuinely obsessed with this. Okay, last one. I actually just finished this one today. So this is the first time I'm trying it on. It's interesting because it fits a little bit different than the other ones, but it's totally my fault. It's like nothing else. So first off, I wanted to make a solid color one to weigh it so that way I know exactly how much yarn it uses, or this pattern uses, because I use a lot of scrap yarn. So I like to weigh my items, and that way I know exactly how much to grab. Like I can grab little balls, weigh the balls, and know exactly like if I have enough to make the item that I want. So I wanted to do that for this top. And my mom got me like these peaches and cream cones, cotton cones from Walmart the other day. They were on clearance. And I was like, perfect. Because I wasn't sure how much yarn it was going to use. I figured a cone was like best way for me to use it, even though it's not like a solid color. I don't really work with variegated yarns much, but the patterning on this one is like so cute. I sent her a picture and she was like, it reminds me of vines, which I get, like I see it, like it does kind of look like vines, but now that I'm looking at it in the camera, it looks a little like, I was gonna say camouflagey, but not really camouflagey. Tie-dye? I don't know. Anyway, this usually isn't a color that I would wear. Maybe green, maybe neon green is my color. Maybe I need to buy and make more neon green. Well, this isn't exactly how I saw my follow-up for my weekly WIPs going. I was hoping to at least finish some other projects, keep on my knitted tank top kick, because I actually bought more sock yarn to make more tank tops, and then I discovered these ones, and I don't know if I can go back to working with sock yarn again. I'm sorry for sock yarn lovers. And I accidentally ended up making 3 bralettes that I absolutely love, and they are perfect. And I'm probably going to just keep making more, to be honest. I have a couple other ideas and like experiments kind of, I guess, that I want to try. I don't have anything planned to grab next. I guess I could work on making that one piece hexagon sweater. I'll insert their name and picture here because it's really cool. One day I want to finish it, but it takes a lot of yarn for a 2XL, and I should be used to that like it's gonna take a lot of yarn. Like I think these were two balls. It would come out to be about 2 balls of lily sugar and cream, and then like 0.2 grams more. Anyway, it turned out to be about like 2.5 balls. So I don't know, maybe I'll get into making the hexagon sweater. Anyway, so I don't know, maybe I'll make the hexagon cardigan because I do really want to make one of those and just kind of like work with the pattern and see how it works up. We'll see what kind of project this week calls for because I currently don't have anything to go to. Who am I kidding? I'm probably gonna start another one of these shirts. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate the time. You can follow me on Instagram at zombieandco and check out my website zombieandco.com. I can't promise when you'll see me next, but I'll be around. Bye.